Welcome to the Bomba Pod. I'm your host, Martin Bomba, and each week we bring you meaningful conversations with guests who uplift, inspire, and encourage you to become the very best version of yourself. Whether you're chasing a dream, building something new, or just looking for a spark of motivation, you're in the right place. Produced by Dennis Ayotte and proudly supported by Window World and PJ's Coffee of New Orleans. Let's grow together. Let's be inspired. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to the Bomba Pod. It's a great day to be tuning in today because we have a friend of mine who is just one of the funniest guys and just one of the most genuine guys that you'll ever meet. He's also a great sales trainer, a sales leader, and a great man of God. We're going to be talking with Rob McCann today, and let's get right into it. Hey,
nice.
Rob.
Thank you.
How you doing, bud?
Applause, man. That was pretty sweet.
Was that okay?
Yeah. I got some tricks. I can card tricks.
Yeah, I'll expect that check later.
Yeah. Oh, before we get started.
Yeah.
Kellen, we did it.
Hey, Kellen.
Schmidt.
Good to see you,
I
Kellen.
just won $50. Okay. Inside joke.
Rob, thanks, man, for being here. I really do appreciate it.
Yes.
But when we talked about this, I told Cleto too. There was like 3 people on my top 3 list, and I got them all 3 to get started, which is cool.
That's high praise because Kleto's funny, man. I remember just the Where's Kleto's bit he used to do.
Yeah.
And of course JP. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was a good one. That's going to be a good one. But today, this one's going to be a little different than both of those because I know you well. We've been friends for a long time. Mm-hmm. We've been in business together. We've gone to church together. Our families have spent time together.
On a cruise ship together.
Went on a cruise together.
There's no videotape.
That's right.
Sorry, phones don't work.
And nobody got messed up.
No. Well, a little bit. That was
maybe a little.
Different story.
Maybe a little. That's a whole different thing.
A little guy.
I wonder where he's going. I wonder where he's at today.
Oh my gosh.
He was fantastic.
Yeah. He's probably a sommelier somewhere.
Tell that story because that was funny.
Well, on a cruise ship, we have dinner, right? And we get together for dinner, and for like 2 hours, you're eating and having a great time. And this guy, he works for the cruise line. He would come by after dinner with these shots. He get this little shot of the day type stuff.
And weren't they always in those little glowing, glowing shot glasses?
And, we have a collection of those. We have probably 25 of those still, right? And he would just approach us very quietly. He'd just show up out of like nowhere. And
he was like the guy from Mr. Deeds.
Yes.
Sneaky, sir.
Yes. And he have a tray full of these little shots. He go, you want to get messed up? Like, get out of here. Here's
Where'd you come from?
Yes.
And yet every time we would say, okay.
Sure. Didn't we do the,
he realized real quick we were suckers.
Yeah. And then we expanded the club because you have to pay for those, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And so we'd ask random strangers, you want to join a club? How do you do that? Just don't worry about it. We get all these shots and they end up paying for it. Anyway.
We had a good time. That's when your son got addicted to gambling, wasn't it?
My son who's the luckiest, doesn't gamble. The luckiest kid you've ever seen. He went through the casino, right?
Yeah.
And one of those machines, you put the dollar bill in and it never works because it's rigged, right?
No, never.
Second dollar.
Except for him.
Second dollar, boom, wins this key thing fit. He wins $5,000.
Yeah.
It's like he's walking around with a boom box. It's, was it 50,000 or 5,000 $1 bills?
It's a lot of $1 bills. Yeah.
So
it was a stack.
Yes.
And so it's the first time really that he had gambled and he hits $5,000. I said, Rob, he's ruined forever.
I know.
Forever.
The worst thing could have happened to him is win.
I'm telling you, man.
But he was smart. He went and we cashed it out and went to his stateroom and put about 4,700 in the safe.
Good.
And he used 300, lost that in 5 minutes.
And so he saw what it's normally like.
Yeah, he saw.
That's good. Well, as long as he knew what it was normally like.
The worst thing can happen is if you win. You go, oh, yeah, that's great.
Oh, this happens every time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like getting a hole in one, but we'll talk about that later.
Yes.
We'll talk about that later. So, Rob, you and I met each other. Have you ever counted it up? How long ago was that?
Probably, I think, Dylan is how old now?
Dylan's 30.
30. So, yeah, I think he was 15 years old.
Yeah.
14, maybe 16 years.
So a long time.
I was teaching him in Sunday school. That's going wrong with Dylan because I taught him. I wasn't a very great teacher. No.
Well, and at the very first, your son Nate was teaching.
Yeah, he was what do you call it? intern.
Yes,
at the church.
And your daughter was playing violin.
Yep.
In
Bridget
the
was playing violin.
Bridget was playing violin in the church band.
Church band, yeah.
The worship team.
Worship team, yep.
But and you have a musical group of kids. I mean,
I don't know. I play trumpet, and I'm a little musical, but these guys are crazy. They're playing keyboard and guitar and violin, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
where'd you get that?
Amazing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the things that kind of drew us together and started the friendship is the fact that you have 5 kids, I have 5 kids.
Yep.
And so you and Brenda became fast friends, and it's just I've learned so much about you, and I thought your story. You joked with me and said, "Well, why do you want to talk to me?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, because I think your story is worth telling. That's why."
Okay.
Don't question it. Just come in and sit down.
Hey, great. I'm here. No problem.
But you didn't grow up in Texas.
No.
Where did you grow up?
So I was born in. I'm a Yankee. Don't tell that too loud.
Well,
but yeah,
you're a pseudo Yankee.
Pseudo, yeah.
Yeah, because you got out of there as quick as you could.
Yeah, well, I was 12. So, like everybody in New England, right? We moved down to Florida. So
Yeah,
I-95 Express south.
Straight down, yeah.
Straight down. Moved to Pompano Beach, Florida when I was 12. And kind of was raised there my whole adolescent years, and went to college at Florida State. Because back then, there was 3 schools in Florida. It was either University of Florida, Gators, Florida State Seminoles, or Miami Hurricanes. And Miami was a private, it still is, private university, so I couldn't afford to go there.
Right.
So it was basically between Florida and Florida State. And I just happened to take a trip with some friends when I was like a sophomore in high school, kind of experienced the whole thing, and I got hooked. So from that point on, I was a Seminole. So that's kind of why I went to Florida State.
Yeah. So you're to the
we were the original Tomahawk.
You're to the core, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The Atlanta Braves, and
they stole all that from you.
They stole it from us.
Stole it all from you.
Go
so when you were in high school, were you an athlete?
Yes. I mean, not a great athlete, but I was a pretty good athlete. I played tennis in middle school, so I thought I'd play tennis on the tennis team in high school. Little did I know it was a small 3A Catholic high school, and they won a state tennis championship like 3 years in a row. So I'm out there with my clunky shoes on and shorts.
You were just easily walking onto that one, were you?
No, I was like, okay, I'm not doing that. So I'm gonna go play some basketball. I was tall, so I played basketball for a couple of years, and after that, I just decided to play baseball because I was always playing baseball. Little league, pony league, all that stuff. So I love baseball. I was a 3-year starter in varsity during high school.
Did you play any college ball?
I didn't. I could have played some college ball. I tried to walk on at Florida State back in like '84. They happened to be a pretty good team back then. They had 5 guys from that team that went to the major leagues and actually played in the major leagues.
That's strong.
One of them was Deion Sanders. You never heard of that guy? Yeah, he's a pretty good athlete.
He's some people know him.
Yeah. So that was stupid, but to my, it was pretty cool. It was a 4-day tryout, almost a whole week, and I lasted till I was one of the last 3 guys to get cut out of a couple hundred that started.
Well, that's something to be proud of there.
Yeah. And Mike Martin, the coach, actually sat me down and said, "Hey, where are you from, and what school did you go to?" And I happened to go to school. My high school actually produced Mike Yastrzemski Jr. For all you Red Sox fans, everybody knows that. So I knew Mike a little bit. He was a senior when I was a sophomore. He went to Florida State as well. So that's how he knew the name and he knew our school. So he actually, Coach Martin said he recommended me to write a letter if I wanted to go to nurse school and play, and just no room in a team. It's just amazing teams.
Yeah.
But by that time I was already plugged in. I was in a fraternity and my life was there. And so anyway, didn't do that. No.
Well, and one thing that people will learn about you probably throughout the course of this conversation is that you are a sports fanatic.
I am.
You love sports.
Yeah, me and my son are kind of like the sports geeks. We thought about actually doing a podcast with just sports and making with culture references and movie references, song references, make it a fun thing. Maybe we'll do it eventually, but I do love sports. I do, right? I keep up with college football and all the pro sports, of course, all the Spurs stuff.
I think you watch golf every weekend.
Golf, pretty much. I keep up with golf a lot.
Yeah,
I love that's my sport now, because as you get older, you're not playing in any baseball leagues.
No, that's true.
Golf you
can play until my brother-in-law's dad is 92.
Mm-hmm.
Still plays.
Wow.
Still plays.
Yeah. See,
it's nuts.
You can do it.
And Kellen's dad.
Kellen has an uncle that's 100 years old,
Yeah.
and he still plays.
He doesn't.
Plays 9 holes every
You
week.
got to be kidding me.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
100 years old.
Wow. Well, yeah, and it'll keep you young. So when did you start? I started golf late. I started playing, a friend of mine was getting married.
Yeah.
And I guess I was 21, 22, somewhere in there. We were all idiots and got married young. But
Hey, wait a minute. I was 24. I was an old guy.
you see, you're an old guy. Yeah, you had a little more common sense than we did. But he's for his bachelor party, he said, I want to go golfing. And I had never touched a golf club in my life. The closest I had ever gotten to a golf club was some, 1953 clubs that were sitting in a decrepit old falling apart bag at a garage sale somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So at 21, I picked up my first golf club, and then I probably didn't pick up another one for about a year and a half after that. And then I finally discovered how much fun it was, and how you could play it even if you were really, really bad at it.
Yeah.
And so thank God, because if not, I wouldn't be playing today. When did you discover a love for that?
So I was 15 years old, and I remember the day I went and played. Same kind of thing. There were some clubs in my closet. They weren't mine; they were my grandfather's. And these things were not just the heads were made of wood, but the shafts were wooden. These were like
wooden shafts,
clubs.
and you were playing with them.
Well,
they'd probably be worth something.
I know. I should have kept them, right? But I remember going to the golf course, and these are so old. Like the head didn't have any grooves, just a smooth wooden, like you just chopped it off a tree.
So I took a sander to it.
Yeah. So I showed it to the golf course. I didn't know any better. First time I ever played.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I played with these 4 or 3 old dudes. They were like in their 70s and 80s. This is back in like 88 or no. These were like 70, 79.
Yeah.
15 years old. And I remember them looking at my golf clubs after they were like, let me see that. And these were 80-year-old dudes. They were probably born in 1900. And they were like, we haven't seen these since my grandfather. And I was hitting them. And there, one time I hit the club, and like the shaft came apart, and the tape and everything else was falling apart. And I was like,
that's back when the drivers were about that big, right? Yeah.
Yes. And it was just wood, piece of wood.
Just that's it.
Yeah. I mean, the persimmons came along after that and actually had grooves, and it was better wood.
Yeah.
Right? But anyway, they just laughed at me. So
that's hilarious.
Sometimes peer pressure and humiliation is good for your golf game.
Yeah.
I just went and bought new clubs. So, yeah.
And today you're still playing.
Still playing.
You probably play more than you've ever played now.
I wish. I played once this year so far, and it's already
You've only
7
played
weeks
once
into
this
the
year?
Yeah. Yep.
You got to be kidding me.
We were going to play this weekend, but of course the rain's coming.
That's true.
Oh.
That's true.
Yeah. I like to play once a week because that's where your sweet spot is, right? If you can play once a week, you can maintain your short game, and that's where you have a feel for the greens. You're putting really well. Your eye's good, and
My issue is if I play more than once a week, I feel guilty.
Really?
I feel guilty.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm taking time out of something that I should be doing, but you can't feel like that because self-care is important.
Yeah.
And
the older you get, for sure.
Yeah. And golf is, yes, we all know in business, it's a great place to talk to clients and meet people that are influential and maybe in your sphere. But it's also a great game to clear your head mentally, I think.
Yeah.
Because you really do need to, if you're going to be any good at all on the golf course, you got to clear your head a bit.
That's right. Oh, you have to be. But when I play with you, sometimes you get that phone out.
I'm good for your ego.
Well, yeah, that's it. But you're talking about doing business on the golf course.
Yeah.
I've seen you hit a drive
I'm the worst.
with your phone.
I'm the worst.
Tucked into your ear as you're hitting a drive.
I'm the worst. I've gotten better about that. I honestly have gotten better about that. I take my phone, I throw it in the golf cart, and I try not to touch it, but maybe once every 9 holes.
Yeah.
If that. But I think I'm going to start just leaving it in the truck.
Yeah, probably should. Nothing's that urgent, right?
Nothing. Not today. Not for me today. I mean, I used to. Yes, it used to be. I really need to take this. I don't really need to take it.
I always felt guilty because when I played good with you, I always felt really guilty because then you would always, when I was working for you and with you, you'd always be like, you must be not working too hard. You must be playing a lot of golf. It's like, no, I just had a good round.
No, I was just really bad.
Oh.
I look back on it now and I'm like, Rob wasn't that great. I was just really awful. Really awful.
Well, it's probably a little bit of both in that. So. But I just felt bad, like you thought I was golfing all the time. No, I swear
I never really thought that. I hope you know that. That was a joke. I
All
didn't really think that.
Yeah.
So when you were coming through college, You know, everybody's got an idea of what they're going to be and who
Yeah.
they're going to be when they get out of college and become
Yeah.
adults and enter the real world. What did you aspire to be when you were in college?
Great question. Well, I think there's difference between like your early childhood dreams. I'm going to be an astronaut. Or, no, you're not.
Yeah, I mean, we all got the president and
Or-
astronaut dreams,
Yeah,
but
yeah, president, astronaut, be a major league
Boy,
baseball player.
what I know now, I would never want to be president.
Yeah, right. Who would want to do that? That's the sad part. A lot of
Astronauts
countries,
still be
nobody
pretty
wants to
cool,
be-
though.
Yeah, for sure. Nobody wants to do that kind of job, right? Because why?
That's true.
Crazy.
But we digress.
Yeah. But as you get older, you get more realistic goals, right? So I just thought I'd want to be like an FBI agent, right? Be in law enforcement. My
Law
dad was a
enforcement.
police officer for
That's right.
46 years.
That's right. Yeah.
So, growing up and being around that and being around his friends and stuff, I was kind of, I want to do that. So I majored in criminology at Florida State, minored in coaching. And so I thought I want to do that. After college, I got a job as a probation parole officer. Did that for a couple of years. When I moved to Texas, I moved there out here, Texas, because my wife's from Amarillo, born and raised. So, I got a job at the Powder County Sheriff's Department. Thought I'd do that. And then, but back then, you're making $19,000, $20,000 a year
Right.
with a stay-at-home wife, right? And we started having kids.
And even back then, that wasn't a lot.
It wasn't.
I mean,
it's not much at all.
No.
Remember the days when the whole rule of thumb was if you make as much money as their number of years you were alive, you're doing pretty good.
I do.
So if you're doing if you made $30,000 a year when you're 30 years old, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Nowadays, people just laugh at you when you say that.
Yeah. I never did that good whenever I was younger
No.
because I was in radio.
Go.
Paid nothing.
Yeah. And law enforcement, same way.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I was in law enforcement for a total of about 5 years. And then my wife and I started having kids. And we just felt called to work with kids. So then we went out to California's Boys Ranch, lived out there for about 2.5 years, and helped raise kids. We were house parents with them. So we had 24 boys in our home.
Did you ever tell me that before?
I don't know. You didn't even know that?
This is the first time.
Interesting.
Now, I'm not saying you didn't tell me. My memory's not what it used to be, but I don't remember you telling me that.
And that was a great job. I mean, we were house parents for 24 kids and all boys. And it was kind of a dorm living.
And where was this again?
It's at California's Boys Ranch, which is about 40 miles northwest of Amarillo.
Oh, okay. So
Great place.
up in Panhandle.
Up in the Panhandle. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing around. I mean, you're 40 miles to Amarillo in the south, to the southeast, and to the north, you've got Dalhart, Texas, about 40 miles. So it's in the middle of nowhere.
So Florida didn't prepare you at all for the weather in Amarillo, but maybe the East Coast did a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I was used as a kid with the ice and the snow and the wind. But I'll tell you, Amarillo was one of the coldest places I ever lived.
It's a different
Even
kind
in
of cold.
compared to Connecticut. Yeah.
Different kind of cold.
Yep. It is windy and cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
we
guys
did
were
that.
there for a couple of years.
And we started having our own kids. Right at that point.
Yeah.
At that point, I think we had Nathan and Bridget.
Yeah.
And it was really hard to do that job because you're up at 5 a.m. with the kids doing chores.
Oh, it's tough.
And then you get a break during school year because they all have to go to school. So then they come home and you're doing homework and more chores. And by the time you get to bed, it's like 11 o'clock. And then you got to worry about the kids running off or doing stupid things out back smoking, that kind of thing. So,
Right.
it was a tough job. And we just really couldn't time management with that job and stress levels with our own kids, raising their kids. It was tough. So we left there. And that's kind of when I got into retail at that point. Got into retail security with Target. It was a Target for many years in Amarillo.
So you were in charge of security at Target stores,
Catching
that type of
shoplifters.
thing. Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's what I did, loss prevention.
Okay.
Now it was called asset protection.
Yep.
So kind of used my degree, my experience, law enforcement with that whole thing. Got how we moved to Lubbock from Amarillo, and then we moved from Amarillo to San Antonio. So I got San Antonio with Target.
Okay.
So did
And
that.
what year was that?
That was like 90, I want to say 93, 94.
Okay.
Yeah, moved to San Antonio.
And you were with Target for a while.
Yeah, did Target for a few years, and moved around, had a couple different jobs. That's my retail. I call it my retail career, right? So we did I think it was with Office Depot, Baby Superstore. Was a GM with them for a while. They became Babies R Us.
Yeah.
But again, then you start thinking about quality of life because retail's tough. All these kids, and you're working
very tough
weekends and nights and all these long hours, and that's when I kind of realized about year 2000, I got into sales. I said, you know what? My friend of mine was into sales. I said, what do you do? How do you do it? And he got me into sales. I
Did
selling.
somebody tell you, I think you'd be great
Yeah.
at sales?
Yeah.
Because that's usually how it happens,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
right.
you
Hey, you'd be good in sales.
Hey,
You
you'd be
talk to
good at
people.
that.
Yeah. So did that, and I got my first sales job was. Do you remember the old primetime newspapers? The
Yes.
little regional or neighborhood newspapers,
Sure.
like the Medical Gazette and everything else.
Yeah.
Greg Rosenfield. Greg, if you're watching this, thanks for hiring me. That was he's
See what
probably,
you started?
yeah.
See what you started?
He's old now. I'm old. He's really old. But anyway, did that. That's how I got into sales. And I realized, man, you can make this much money and help people and talk to them.
Yeah.
Wow, it's amazing. So that was the year 2000, 2001, and I pretty much never looked back.
You know, I joke about my time in sales and you know, like you, I had these aspirations to be something that I thought was going to be my life. And for me, it was something having to do with music.
Oh, okay.
Maybe be in a band, maybe the form it took with me was being a DJ. And yes, I've also played in bands, but
Drummer. He's a good drummer,
but
guys.
I'm a terrible drummer. Don't not true. Not true.
If you're looking for a drummer.
No. If your home's windows are drafty, outdated, or just driving up your energy bill, it's time to call my friends at Window World. They're America's largest replacement window and exterior remodeling company, and for good reason. Window World offers high-quality, energy-efficient windows, siding, and doors, all professionally installed and built to last. Right now is the perfect time to upgrade. New windows and siding from Window World can help lower your energy bills, improve your home's curb appeal, and make your space more comfortable year-round. Plus, their products are backed by an industry-leading warranty, giving you peace of mind long after installation. And the best part? Window World makes it easy with free in-home estimates and flexible financing options that fit your budget. Don't wait. Improve your home's value and efficiency today. Visit WindowWorldTX.com in San Antonio in the Hill Country and WindowWorldCC.com in the Coastal Bend to schedule your free in-home estimate now with Window World. That's WindowWorldTX.com or WindowWorldCC.com. Window World, proud sponsor of the Bomba Pod. No, I haven't picked up sticks in a while.
Really?
I've got
You were good.
You know what's ridiculous? I've got three electronic drum sets. One of them set up in my office, and my grandkids play it more than I do.
Yeah.
It's anyway.
Yeah.
You know, priorities change.
Yes.
Priorities change. But like you, I wasn't making nearly enough money to support a family of any size.
That's a big part of our lives, right? I mean, realistically.
Yeah. And you know, and at the time, I was making the best money I'd ever made in radio, and it made your salary look like a king's ransom.
Yeah. Wow.
I want to say like 18 grand a year, something like that. And now this was way back. This is back in the early 90s.
Yep.
By 94, I was ready to do something else. My dad had been trying to get me into the business forever. And finally I said, well, I've tried everything my way. Let's see if the old man has anything for me.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I ended up liking it. Did you feel the same way?
Yeah. I didn't think I would because
I didn't either.
You know, my dad was all about civil service. You get your 9 to 5, you get your pension.
Yeah.
Put your 20 years in, that's it.
Sales is not like that.
He found out I was getting into sales. He was like, what?
Yeah. If you're not confident in yourself, and you're not confident in your ability to produce as a salesperson, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
I believe.
Sure.
I think you have to have some sort of really deep self-confidence, and you have to know that this is how I'm going to make my living. And if I don't do this, I'm not going to put food on my family's table. And somehow it just comes. It comes out of you, you know. And that's the way it was for me. It was like 3 months of eating beans and rice.
Yep.
And
you
then
had family at that point. So
and
were you married?
I had
that's
family.
A great motivator, right?
Oh, it's a very good motivator.
Either you eat or you get eaten. So
yeah,
you know, and then success breeds that more confidence. So if you start getting more confident, wow, I can do this. And if you're a hard worker, and that's what a lot of salespeople don't really understand to this day. They think it's just a matter of going out there and you're great and you make sales. It's still hard work. You know, one of my favorite quotes is Ann Landers. She said, you know Ann Landers, right?
Yeah, sure, of course.
She said, basically, real opportunity is often disguised as hard work. That's why nobody recognizes it, because they're looking for the easy way out. We talked today at lunch with Dennis about that. These younger generation, they don't know what we had to do to achieve what we had to do. Like, I love what you said. Would you say you became an overnight sensation
in 25 years?
in 25 years?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
They just
But
don't,
that's not what what most people see. What they see is from the success point on. That's what they don't see all the work that went into getting there.
They don't see you practicing your skill and driving home from Uvalde at 11 o'clock at night because you went out there and made $100.
No, they do not see that.
You worked all day Saturday and some Sundays, and you worked.
Oh, I worked almost every Saturday and Sunday for probably 10 years.
Yep.
And I know you've done the same thing.
My first 2-week vacation, 3 or 4 years ago, when my last year with you was my
that's
first
right.
2-week vacation.
That's
I
right.
remember I came to you and said, Martin, I am getting burned out.
In your entire adult life.
Yeah.
That's just amazing to me.
Yep.
But that's called work ethic. Now maybe to a fault. That's also called being a workaholic.
Yeah.
And I was too. I mean, it takes one to know one, and I get that. But when you're doing sales and you do love what you do, it becomes a part of you. And I've had people say, I can sell ice to an Eskimo.
Sure.
And what I tell somebody that says that is, you're not a salesperson, you're a con artist. Because true salespeople, true professional salespeople, and you tell me what you think about this, I think that they have to believe with every fiber of their being in what they are selling and what they are presenting to a customer, that it's going to make their life better, easier, stronger in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, you're not a professional salesperson. You're something else.
Yeah. Well, it's the old what's in it for you, right, versus what's in it for them. That's Zig Ziglar 101, right? Help somebody get something, what they want.
And you'll always get what you want.
Yes. And that's so true. It's got to be in here for the right reasons.
Yeah.
If you're in it to make a quick buck, you'll come and go, and you won't last long term. And if you do, you'll be jumping every company every other 6 months. You'll be working for somebody else.
And we know guys like that.
Yeah.
You know, we've hired guys like that, right?
Yeah.
And they never seem to settle down in one spot. And there's a number of reasons for that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that a lot of it has to do with what you just said, that you don't really have a heart for helping people. You just have an agenda for yourself. And then you wonder, why am I not being more successful than I am?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pretty easy answer.
Yeah, and just like I said, sticking to the basics, having that work ethic. I love analogies, right? So like golf analogies.
Yes.
You look at Scotty Scheffler, #1 player in the world right now.
Yep.
And do you know when he does his warm-ups, training sessions, he spends like 20 minutes. Do you know what he does the first 20 minutes?
No.
He takes every club and he just gets the grip. And he just works on his grip. Doesn't take a swing, just work alignment, works on his grip.
The basics.
The very basics. This guy he's won 17 top 10s in a row now. Tiger's best was only 11.
Wow.
He's doing stuff Tiger hasn't even done. But he's really into the basics. And that's what a lot of salespeople don't understand. How many times do you practice, like really practice your skill? Sales is one of the only professions we've got no criteria to get in. There's no licensing. There's no standards. There's no CE credits. There's nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, you almost
the only thing that you need less experience to do is be a parent.
Yeah, right. Domestic engineer.
Yeah.
Yes. And so the point is, a lot of salespeople don't understand that work ethic. Like, you have to hone your craft. You got to get better at it. When I do sales training, I ask how many people have been here in sales more than 10 years, more than 20 years. You start drilling down, seeing their success. A lot of times, the least productive guys are the ones that have been here the longest, because they're the ones that sit there and they've had success, and they were selling the most whatever XYZ widgets,
whatever
10,
widget
years
was
ago. But what are they doing now to improve their game and get better with the times, with what we're facing out there? Because times have changed. Business owners don't realize it, and they're becoming dinosaurs slowly over time. It's like beach erosion. They don't even know it's happening to them.
Because the way that we consume everything has changed.
Yeah, the way we sell to people, the way they buy, right? It's broken down by age is a huge, we talked about that, right? If you're a millennium versus a boomer.
Your buying habits are different.
Totally. And that's some things I cover in my training. You got to identify that stuff. If you're not, you're missing the boat.
Well, thankfully, we both got kids that can keep us hip to what the young guys are doing now and the young girls are doing.
Yes.
And my son Dylan said, Dad, you got to put your prices on the website. And I said, what? He said, my generation wants to do every single bit of the research that they can, including finding out how much it's going to cost them before they set that appointment with a human being.
Yes.
And if you're not doing that, you're missing many of my age.
That's right.
And their
he's
age,
what, 30?
He's 30.
30. Yeah.
And the 30-year-olds are now homeowners.
Yeah.
They're buying home improvements. They're some of them have great income producing jobs.
Yeah.
And it's just a different mentality than what you and I had when we were 30.
Yeah. He's almost Gen Z, right? He 20 to 29 is Gen Z, I believe.
He is.
So
yeah,
right
he's
there on the
almost.
cusp
Yeah.
of Gen Z versus
What is the Gen Y? No,
not Gen Y.
What is it? Millennial.
Millennials. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
right at the tail end of millennials.
Yes. And you're right. They buy totally different. You know, where someone to me, I'm the last year of the boomers.
Right. And I'm one of the first years of Gen X.
Gen X, yeah. So I don't want to really necessarily see stuff on the website. I don't really shop online. I want to have that human connection still. I still want to see your face, come out, shake your hand, make sure you're legit.
Yeah.
Check you out, man to man. You know, shake your hand. That's our generation, right?
It is. It is. And it's easy to get complacent, but I'll tell you, like you observed, the guys that are knocking it out of the park and are becoming true leaders in their game are the guys that continually feed their minds with the right things. And how many people do you know in the sales business that are any type of success that have never heard of Zig Ziglar?
Yeah.
That have never read a sales book in their life, never read a motivational piece of anything.
Yeah. And back in the day, I understood that maybe because you had to order a book, go to the Barnes and Nobles to buy it. But now,
oh my gosh, there's no excuse
there's
today.
So many good podcasts and stuff. There's some bad ones too, but there's some great
There
podcasts, great YouTube videos. It's at your fingertips. There's no excuse not to want to get better and improve your craft, right? It's a true professional that wants to do that.
And I like when you had mentioned it earlier, but for several years you were our sales manager at Window World, and you came from Aflac, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was an independent insurance agent, so I sold a lot of Aflac, but other companies as well. But that was my main company I represented.
But insurance sales.
Insurance. Yep.
So you came to Window World with no home improvement experience.
Zero. I remember the breakfast we had at Jim's.
Yeah.
Martin, I don't know anything about a window.
Yeah. And I said, I can teach you about windows. I can teach you about products that we sell. What I can't teach is personality, want to learn, and sales ability. I can't teach those. You can improve them.
Sure.
I believe you can improve them, but I don't. And maybe you have a different view, and I want to hear it if you do. I don't believe, however, that if somebody is absolutely anti-sales, does not have the personality for it, it's almost impossible to teach a person how to sell.
Sure.
Would you agree with that?
I would agree. I mean, like I always say, I hire personality.
Yes.
Right? I really do. And ability, not history. I'd rather take somebody who doesn't know anything. They're teachable, they're hardworking, they can connect with people. We've got them right here at Window World. You've got a bunch of them here. And it comes across as being legit.
Well, and their foundations were laid by you. So it's no accident.
Well, I just, my whole thing was just hire the right people and train them, put a lot of my time in training, and the rest take care of itself. Sales will come. It's just a natural result of working hard and hiring the right people. But no, you can, I've seen people that really shouldn't be in sales, right? Even though they have some success.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We've all seen it.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to have those basic skill sets.
Absolutely. Let's shift gears a little bit, and we'll get back to your sales philosophy and
Sure.
and your teaching technique and all of that. But what part has your faith played in your business career?
Well, it's my faith is the foundation of who I am, right? And I know it's you as well. We don't
wear it on our sleeves,
yeah, but when we're asked, we're ready to give an answer. Right?
absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, you just read the book of Proverbs, and there's 31 Proverbs. Read one a day, and that right there will help you in business. Talks a lot about money, how to treat people, how to treat employees, whether to loan money or not. There's all kinds of great, just practical stuff.
Just life advice.
Life advice, right? And good advice, obviously.
Very.
But Yeah, treat people really, really well. And Zig Ziglar was a Christian, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
All his writings came from the Bible and from his beliefs in God and treating people right and um, just have a great attitude and be a leader, right? All that stuff comes from the Bible,
From a biblical
it's a
base.
biblical worldview, right?
Yes.
And so it's the foundation of everything I do, right? It's why I married my wife, because I was looking for somebody who was also like me, and a Christian, and wanted to grow in the Lord, that kind of thing. So,
And it's the way you raised your kids.
yeah, it's
You know?
and what's amazing is I always see people who have families and kids like us that are getting older and they're having kids. We got grandkids. If you're having even just somewhat successful in raising kids, there's such a correlation between that and being a good employer. Because, man, think of the similarities.
I never thought of that.
Oh my gosh, there's so many analogies between raising kids and teaching them and teaching employees. If you're a manager and don't have any kids, it's tough. You haven't had that experience. I feel like
I think you're right. I
much better manager and owner.
I never looked at that correlation, but
Yeah.
but I think you're absolutely correct on that.
How to deal, because they're all different, right? Kids are all different. Just strong-willed ones, compliant ones, and ones that are disrespectful, go through a tunnel of disrespect sometimes. They're not all perfect, and how to deal with that. It's just like you have employees.
And that's the truth. And they can all be extremely successful and extremely productive in their roles and get there in a different way. It's kind of like I look at the Christian faith. I think that heaven and closeness with Jesus Christ is like a city, like San Antonio, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're coming to San Antonio, there's a lot of ways to get into San Antonio. You can come from 10 or 35 or 90 or I don't even know all the ways you can get into San Antonio, but they all lead to the same place, to Jesus. And in sales, not that I'm comparing being a Christian to sales,
Yeah.
but much the same way, different personalities. I mean, look at our sales staff, for instance.
Mm-hmm. Very eclectic.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we got some that are very, very quiet.
Yes.
Very boisterous, and
and everything in between.
Everything in between.
Right? All successful in their own way, but all very different roads to get there. And I think that being a manager, a sales manager in particular, I think it's not what a lot of people think it is. A lot of people I think a manager is somebody who tells you what to do and then sits back.
Yes.
That is the farthest thing from what a sales manager is.
And that's one of the things I try to tell these owners when I'm going to their business and talking to them, because I do like initial consult and ask them like 45 questions all about their business. And then they can make the determination if they want to hire me. But I'll talk to them about that. Do you have a sales manager? What is their responsibility? What does their job look like? And you'll be surprised. That's exactly what they do. They just have a weekly meeting. They just beat them up, throw them out there, and look at the KPIs. What are their KPIs? And where are you at? What'd you do last week? And crack the whip. Let's go.
Yeah.
You have to almost be like a parent / game warden / psychologist or whatever, to actually be a good sales leader.
And I almost think that the word sales manager shouldn't be interchangeable with that other term, which is sales leader.
Yes.
Sales leader.
Yep.
Companies to excel and grow don't need more managers.
Yes.
They need more leaders.
Yes. You know what the difference is? Really, it truly is. Managers manage projects or numbers. Leaders lead people.
Lead people.
It's a huge difference. When I was at Target many years ago, I'll never forget this. I was part of a focus group of employees. We actually we met out in Las Vegas for 3 days, and one of our tasks was to come up with new titles within the store. So if you notice now, Target was the one that started it. We started it back in early 90s. It was no longer store managers. They became STLs, store team leaders. Asset protection managers were now asset protection team leaders. So that's when that started. They actually started that.
I love that.
30 years ago.
I had no idea that it was Target who started that verbiage.
Everything was leaders, team leaders.
Team leaders. Yep. And I think that a lot of managers forget that it's a team. They're out to pad their wallet. The more you sell, the more I make. The more you sell, the more I make, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's not what matters.
No.
It really isn't. San Antonio, if you have not experienced PJ's Coffee of New Orleans, you are missing out on a true taste of the Big Easy right here at home. PJ's Coffee brings the bold flavor and rich tradition of New Orleans coffee straight to you, from smooth cold brew and handcrafted espresso drinks to their signature iced coffees brewed daily using a special cold drip process that takes hours to make, but seconds to love. You can visit PJ's Coffee at I-10 and Camp Bullish Road, and now a brand new location at 281 and Bulverde, making it even easier to grab your morning pick-me-up or meet up with your friends in a warm, welcoming space. Whether you're fueling up for work, powering through the afternoon slump, or just craving fresh beignets and pastries and a perfectly brewed cup of PJ's Coffee, they have you covered. Stop by today and taste the flavor of New Orleans right here in San Antonio at PJ's Coffee, proud sponsor of the Bomba Pod.
No, not at all. Yeah, that's the farthest thing. My philosophy was, if you lead a team, you can accomplish a whole lot more, right? Versus just being a good sales guy. And that's where a lot of owners make the bad distinction. They go down the wrong rabbit hole. If either they don't have a leader amongst them, or they try to do it themselves.
Yeah.
And as you know, when you scale a business, you can't be going out and selling. You can be there for them.
Not if you're scaling.
You can't lead from the front. You can lead from behind, yell at them, but you can't say, guys, here's what we're doing today. We're going to go off site and train. We're going to go do some stuff. We're going to really learn the product and learn how to sell correctly. And then the other mistake they make is, well, I need a sales leader. So Joe over there, he's my number one sales guy.
Oh.
Guess what, Joe? You're now the sales leader.
Common mistake.
Well, he jumps at it because he's thinking, I'm going to get a fat salary now. It's living large a little bit. But what two things happen, right? Now you're taking your number one sales guy out of the field.
That hurts.
Your sales hurt, go way dip and way down. And typically that's usually a bad mistake, because just because you're a good sales leader doesn't mean you're going to be a good leader.
No.
In fact, usually it's not. Because the things that make somebody a good salesperson,
the personality
that
traits,
lone wolf, that I'm going to go out and kill and make some great sales, they're terrible leading people. They're the ones that get in their sales leader position,
and we've seen that
people
firsthand.
Yes,
I know what you're saying.
Yes, to be a good sales leader, man, it takes a lot of time. I have a list of like 30 things a good sales leader should be doing daily, weekly, and monthly to really move the needle and move the ball down the field and really take it to a next level. And that's what we did here.
Right.
You know?
That's
32% increases every year for 6 years in a row.
That's pretty amazing.
It was pretty cool.
It's pretty amazing. And to your credit, the guy that you trained is leading in the same style, same fashion.
Yeah. Different personality.
But the same heart for helping his team be the very best that they can be.
Yes.
And when you left here, in fairness, you were burnt out, but for good reason. You were managing here, leading here throughout COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a mental test that nobody should ever have to go through.
Yeah.
I still look back at it with horror.
There were some challenges for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look how far we've come, and thank God we have, because I think that would have killed every business if they had to keep doing that.
I think we kind of maxed out. I just, at the time, we were putting a lot of energy into business. Physically, it was taking its toll.
Yes.
And everybody was trained up to like a really high level. So I think I just wanted a different challenge at that point.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's take this knowledge, because my knowledge comes from being in the trenches, right? I'm there with you. I'm doing the job. That's what makes me, I feel like, a good trainer and coach. I've done the job.
Yeah.
I didn't write a book. It's not all academic. That's what happens to all these trainers. They come up with these great
These aren't
terms.
theories.
Theories. It sounds good. Remember we did training once. I was in the audience, and I was listening to this guy. This guy's like 25 years old, and he wrote a book.
Because what guy who's 25 would you not listen to?
Yeah. He's been in the business for over since he's 4.
Yeah.
And, he wrote a book, and it was very basic, like how to achieve goals and envision your goals and that kind of thing. And I remember looking down the road, everybody was around me, and we just were all on our phones doodling, because we checked out. I mean, what can he teach me? That's real world. I've been in homes. I've been told no 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I've told yes 1,000 times. And I've been with people who've been told no. And I've recapped with them. That's the coaching part, right?
Absolutely.
My minor was in coaching. I love to coach. And that's one of the things I love to do now is help people identify their strengths and weaknesses and doing the ride-alongs and their little role plays we do, and to actually help them. I want to help them succeed and get better. I truly do.
So, and I can attest, you do. When you left here, you went to work for Window World Corporate.
Yes.
You were with them for a little over 2
Couple
years.
Yeah, 2.5, well, 2 years and 3 months, something like that.
Doing essentially in a different form. You were dealing with the business owners rather than just the sales team.
Sure.
Helping them improve their business and increase their sales and increase their productivity.
Mm-hmm.
Did that for a couple of years. And then I think that you determined, and if I'm speaking out of turn, you tell me, but I think you determined that your real calling and your real talent is helping business leaders and their sales teams take it to a different level.
Sure.
And not just Window World, but anybody who needs that help is willing to ask for that help. And that's why you started your current business.
Yes, absolutely.
And what is that called?
I'm an exterminator. No, I kill bugs. And
Come on down to my pickleball courts.
Come on down. Yeah, my golf course. Yeah, that's my ultimate dream job is to be a greenskeeper.
No kidding, right?
If I could do that, my retirement years. Oh, it's
free
great.
Golf for the rest of your life.
I just work a day, golf a day. Work a day, golf.
Yeah, man.
No. So I am McCann Sales Consulting. So I am a sales consultant coach. And that's exactly what I love to do. Work with all types of owners, whether it's a small business. You've got maybe it's just you and your wife, like you when you started, right?
Yeah.
One sales guy. I got one sales guy. Yeah, I'm growing. Or maybe you're a medium-sized business, or maybe you're a large.
I was the one sales guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
You were unloading trucks and selling.
I was doing everything.
Everything. That's how it all starts. You got to start somewhere. And or a large business where you're just kind of you got 15, 20 sales reps and you're just kind of plateauing. You're not really happy with the growth rate. I'd love to talk to you as well. So, and that's kind of what I do. I mean, as a regional with Window World, love Window World corporate office. They do a great job what they do. My job was basically to go into talk to an owner and help them in 4 different ways, right? So number one was kind of look at your P&Ls. Your numbers look all good. All the metrics are in place, right?
Right.
Your payroll,
you're taking care of your accounts payable
all that stuff, payable, AR. And then the other part was, what are you doing to drive leads? What are you doing for your media buys, right? Your marketing. Are you in digital? What are you doing for all that? So, and then the third thing is just your CRM. How are you using CRM to your advantage? And the fourth area was sales, and that was kind of my area, my bucket. I really enjoyed was the sales part, and just to see what they were doing, and I found out that some of these guys were actually paying for third-party trainers and sales coaches to come in and work with their team because we could only get to them once every 2 or 3 months.
Right.
And I was like, wow. So that's where I realized there's definitely is it niche or niche?
I think it depends on what part of the country you're from.
French.
I say niche.
Right? That's my niche, right? I've carved out that space, and that's kind of what I'm doing now full time. I love it. And just to get with an owner and see where their weak spots are, and because we talked about it at lunch, business is changing, right?
Rapidly.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine like your media buy 15 years ago? It looks a lot different than now, right?
Yeah. We were talking at lunch, and I said, back when people were still buying full-page ads in the phone book and half-page ads in the paper, both of which are dinosaurs now.
Yeah.
No offense to the paper people out there, but you know it.
Yeah.
That's why they've gone to online formats and things like that, because they know that that's going away. Much in the same way that sales is changing.
Yeah.
And I knew then that the writing was on the wall, and either I'd get ahead of it or it would crush me.
It would crush you, yeah.
And we're still faced with the same challenges today, just different places to spend your money.
Yep, we talked about that, how AI is coming into play, and how do we get ahead of that? So in 2 or 3 years, we're adapting and not trying to react.
Exactly.
It's huge.
And I boy, how important is it for businesses to be proactive rather than reactive? And how important is it for your sales team to be proactive rather than reactive? Yeah.
A lot of owners I talk to, I tell them, listen, there's kind of an expression: you cannot save your way to prosperity. You can't start cutting, because that's just a death by 1,000 cuts, right? Over time, you're going to lose. Even when you don't feel like it, or you don't feel like you have the money or the profitability to do so, you have to spend your way to profitability. And that's hard sometimes, because like sometimes you got to eat mac and cheese.
There's a reason for
They're
the
not
saying, you got to
viable.
spend money to make money.
You have to. And you've always done a good job of that. No matter what happened, COVID, whatever, you see Martin Bomba out there advertising, and you got to just hit it, because otherwise the leads will dry up, and that's, no leads, you got no business, right? So you have to keep advertising.
And that's a sad mistake that so many businesses tend to make, is whenever the times are lean, they start cutting every place that they can think of to cut, which is admirable. It's the right idea. You were thinking you're going to get the right result, but ultimately you're cutting your nose off to spite your face.
I was just going to say that. That's exactly what they do. It's death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
Then it's a downward cycle, because then all of a sudden the leads dry up, and you have to save even more, and they start laying off people, right?
Yeah.
We always did a good job just hiring people. For some reason, it's like the old thing, right? We build
Build it and they'll come.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what we did, right? We just hired sales guys, sales girls. By the way, great job. You've got 3 sales girls now.
Yeah.
And they're doing great. 4 maybe?
Well, we had 4.
Okay.
No, we have 3. We have
Okay.
3.
Yeah. So that's one thing, we kind of broke the tradition there. We hired sales girls, and they did
Back when nobody
fantastic.
was hiring, female sales executives. And
in this environment, right?
And guess what,
the
people?
trades and the trades.
I want you to understand this. They're the ones who your customer will believe. They're the ones that your customer will like, because they have an eye for design that us guys simply don't have.
Totally. Well, a couple other bullet points here too. 80% of decision makers in the home are who?
Female.
Women. So if they can have that connection with them, oh my gosh.
And they've proven it time after time.
Yep.
I mean, they've been consistently some of our top producing salespeople, people that customers love, rave about.
Yeah.
Very, if ever have I ever had a complaint about them. I mean, it just
one's
doesn't
ever
happen.
canceled. I think seriously, of all the thousands of deals we've done here,
Yeah.
I can count on one hand how many people have canceled within the first 3 days of rescission.
Why do you think that is?
I think because we were honest, and we have ethics, and we tell them exactly what to expect and what not to expect, and we're not in it for these salespeople are not in it for themselves. We feel the customers feel like they have a friend kind of in the salesperson. They're doing the right thing for them. They've solved a problem.
And never pressured into
No
a buying
pressure,
decision.
None of the buy one get one today only price. All the stuff that people now see through. And it's funny how these companies are still doing that. You know, their cancel rates are 30-40%.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people canceling. It's a lot of work you're doing for nothing.
Well, and that to me is just as bad as being the guy that's still buying that full page ad in the phone book. If you're doing that, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
And you are killing your own business.
Yep.
And you don't even know it.
That's right. The other thing to that thing with women in the trades, selling in the trades, you know, one of the things I talk about in my training is body language, kinesics, right?
Yeah.
And, 93% of all communication is either nonverbal, how you're acting, or the tonality, how you're saying things. It's not what you're saying. And women have a 5 times better way of reading body language than men. So not only are they great with customers reading their body language, but they're aware of their own body language. So that helps in the sales process. They're really good at that. That's why it's called women's intuition. That's why a lot of these guys, they get in fights with their wives and they don't win, because what they're saying verbally is not what they're matching up with what their body language is saying. Their body language is saying something totally different. So the woman's like, not buying it.
No.
So they're really good at that. You can't argue with it.
They are good at that. They're very good at that.
It's true.
I
didn't go golfing yesterday. No, I didn't. I swear.
Yeah, no. What's that old Colin Ray song? I fell asleep in the hammock last night, and eventually he's got to come clean that he was playing poker with his friends. Yeah.
Eventually.
So what's next for you, my friend? What's next for Rob McCann?
Oh man. Well, I'm retiring in about 5. That's my goal. 6 years retire fully. But even in full retirement, I don't want to just. How much golf can you play or whatever? You know, I want to volunteer. I want to do some stuff for our church or whatever. That's kind of my goal, really. And play golf once a week, maybe. that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, just continue to build my business, you know, do some sales training and sales coaching with guys and girls and just love it.
Do you have a website?
I do, McCannSalesConsulting.com.
Okay.
Which is tricky, MCCANN, 2 C's, 2 N.
Just put more C's and N's than you think
Just
it
keep
needs.
putting C's until it hits sales consulting. Or you can email me at rob@McCannSalesConsulting.com.
There you go. That's awesome. Before I get out of here, you got a new addition to your family, don't you?
I do. My new grandson, Arthur Emmanuel Sosa.
Nice.
I want to call him Manu for Manu Ginobili, but Irene's probably gonna get mad. Like, don't call him Manu.
I like Manu. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've got an Elliot. Now we'll have a Manu. I'm looking for maybe a Duncan or something.
Well, listen, if it's a choice
Parker.
between Manny or Manu, I think I'll take Manu.
Yeah, well, you got a Parker.
I do have a Parker.
So we almost have, between you and I, we have almost all the Spurs.
We did.
Yeah. So I'm thinking my son.
Maybe the next one will be Timmy.
Maybe. I have a brother named Tim. So we're getting there. But my son and his wife are going to give birth in May 1st. They're due May 1st. I'm thinking Parker or Duncan McCann would be really good.
Oh, Duncan.
Yes.
Duncan's a great name. It's a strong Scottish name.
Yeah, manly man.
I like it. I like Duncan.
Yeah. It's all good.
Well, brother, listen, it's been so good chatting with you.
Did you have some questions for me? Like, what's my favorite color? Boxer or briefs?
Yes, I got to get those. Say thank you.
Boxers or
Thank you for
briefs
that.
or
Thank you for that.
What?
Yeah. So here's
I came here.
just some silly questions.
Yeah.
Favorite golf course you've ever played?
Pinehurst number 2.
Absolutely.
Actually, the Pinehurst complex has 10 courses now. And actually, I like Pinehurst number 4 better than Pinehurst number 2.
Which also triggered my memory about something else that we haven't talked about that we need to. What did you do for the very first time last year that you've never done before?
October 31st. Let me think about it. At 2:48 p.m. in Corpus Christi, hole number 4, 97 yards, left to right fade shot right into the little par 3. I got a hole in one. First one in 46 years of golf.
On a course that you played twice.
Yeah.
Second time playing the
It
course.
was a short hole,
And Kellen plays that course every single week.
Like twice a day. And he's still.
And he feels cheated.
Yes.
He hasn't gotten that hole in one yet. Yeah, man. When I heard that, I was jumping up and down for you.
Oh man, it was you always think about what you would do, right? Or how you'd feel, but it was pretty incredible.
That's awesome, man.
Whoa. Because I've seen gotten close a couple times, a couple inches maybe away, but never. It was crazy. And it was the hole was actually lower than where the bunker was. It was
you can't see the hole.
See the hole.
You can't from the tee box.
I knew exactly where I hit it. It was coming close. And I drove up to the green. I saw Kellen's ball way away from the hole. I saw him over there
because that's where Kellen puts his ball.
Water somewhere.
It's where I put my balls.
Yes,
too.
yes. But my hole, I couldn't find it. My ball. I'm like, what? This is close. I went up there and it was in the hole. So that was pretty cool.
That's surreal.
Yeah.
Because you don't dare think it's it's not there. It must have gotten lost somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. That is so awesome. And any golfer knows that is like the holy grail.
Yeah. And it was on Halloween. So I don't know if it was a trick or a treat.
You'll never no, it's definitely a treat.
It was a treat.
Or it might be a trick to keep you playing.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yep.
Couple more questions for you.
Yes.
First car.
First car. Okay, so a little tricky question because the first car I drove was a Gran Torino my dad gave me to drive to school when I was 16. So I drove that. It was a blue Gran Torino with an orange rusted out hood.
Okay.
Because I was in the hood, That's what I drove. But it was pretty fun. It was pretty cool car.
So the first car you bought?
First car I bought was a red Cutlass Calais with like kind of that. What was the material? Like a vinyl, like a soft shell.
Oh yeah. With the vinyl top.
Yeah,
it's a vinyl
with
top.
Cream color. I think I used to see it in Starsky Hutch. One of the pimps drove it. But
I was going to say it's like a pimp mobile.
pretty much. But it was a beautiful car. I loved
Had the curb feelers? Did you have the? No. Boomerang antenna? No, none of that stuff.
The big dice hanging around. Disco ball.
Fuzzy dice.
Yeah, I had that. But
Velvet dashboard.
Yeah, I think I was 19 or 20 when I bought the car, and it was actually when I was graduating college. I was 21, so I bought the car, drove that from Florida to Texas. That's how I got here in that car.
The Cutlass was a good car.
Yes.
It was a good car.
Cutlass Calais, man.
I had a Cutlass.
You did?
I had an old Cutlass.
What was your first car?
My first, like you, the first car I drove to school was my dad's 1956 flatbed Chevy.
Wow.
So massive,
Flatbed
big
Chevy.
black flatbed Chevy work truck that only
It was
had
like an El Camino.
only had
almost?
3 gears. No,
It was a truck.
It's a truck.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like, you know, a 57 Chevy
Yeah,
truck.
okay.
Well, this was the 56 the year before. Massive truck. And Dad was so kind. I mean, it had seen its better days.
Yeah.
So he let me do anything I wanted to it. So I hand painted flames up
You
the
were
hood.
that guy?
I
The
was that
flames?
guy. I hand painted flame, and I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I hand painted flames up the hood and down the sides, and I think I used house paint. I'm not sure what it was.
That's awesome.
I was out of my mind apparently, but I cruised up to school in that thing the first time, and I just thought I was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And now I'm
What
looking
music
back
were you
at it and
listening
say
to when you drove that. You
they
remember?
weren't smiling; they were laughing.
Oh, yeah, they were definitely laughing.
They were definitely laughing.
But what songs were you playing at that point?
Oh,
you
back
had like
then?
an 8-track, or did you have cassettes?
Cassettes by then,
Okay.
and it would probably have been AC/DC, Back in
AC/DC,
Black,
yep.
Def Leppard, High and Dry. Gosh, what else would be Scorpions?
All the hard stuff.
REO
back then.
REO
It wasn't the
Speedwagon.
Rick Springfield or
No, I did like Rick Springfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a Rick Springfield fan because he had done a cover of a Sammy Hagar song.
okay.
You know, his first big American hit was "I've Done Everything for You," which is Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
And now the funny thing is that he and Sammy are business partners.
Really?
Yeah, they
Wow.
they are business partners in Sammy's Beach Bar Rum,
Nice.
and they're touring together,
Wow.
which is kind of crazy.
Were you into Van Halen back then?
Oh God, was I into Van
That was
Halen?
Sammy, right? Or was that
I
before Sammy?
Sammy. I think '84 was his first year.
Okay.
1980. No,
80?
85 was his first year.
Yeah.
1984 was the last one with David Lee Roth. It was the one with the little Eddie Van Halen angel smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
That was the cover of it. I went to that tour at the Hemisphere Arena.
Wow.
And then a year and a half later, I went and saw Sammy's first tour.
Okay.
And at the time, there was so much tension in the band with David Lee Roth and Eddie Van
Yeah.
Halen
I remember that.
that Eddie stood way over here for the whole show, and David was way over here for the whole show. And you could just tell, I mean, you felt
There
it.
were some daggers. They were
Then-
looking at each other.
Then Sammy comes on the scene, and it was before everybody hated each other again with Sammy. But Sammy comes running out the side of the stage. Eddie's in center stage playing his opening riff of whatever it was. I think it was Runaround, actually. I think it was the song was Runaround. And he ran out, hooked arms with Sammy, and they spun around like a tornado, and you knew it was a different
Wow.
feel.
Yeah.
You knew it was different.
Totally different. Wow.
And so, yeah, that's the stuff I was into back then.
Yeah.
But I grew up with a lot of country music, Merle Haggard,
Yeah,
Waylon
old stuff.
Jennings, Willie
That's
Nelson.
good stuff.
That's
Waylon
still
Jennings. Yeah.
good stuff. That's
Yep.
still good stuff. And
Wow.
and you know me, my taste in music is everywhere.
Yeah.
I like everything.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Best concert you could have gone to, but you didn't.
Oh.
Or you probably went to them all anyway.
No,
Did
no,
you
no, no.
What do you miss? You
no.
thought, because here's the deal. I was never a big Elvis guy,
Yeah.
but I was living in Florida down in the 70s. And I think I had my friend.
And you
went
had
a
an
ticket
opportunity to go see
him in the
Elvis
Sportatorium in Hollywood, like in 75 or 6
Oh,
or 7, right? It was like
right before he died.
6 months before he died. And I could have
Wow.
gone. I didn't. So
Wow.
do you have any experience like that?
I don't know that I have anything that equals that. I mean,
No.
that's like saying I could have seen the Beatles but didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Rolling Stones, back when they were, at their height,
Yeah.
a
A big deal.
big deal. I could have seen them, and I didn't. One that I could have seen and didn't, but did later, was Guns N' Roses. I did see them. I saw the last song that they did because I went late on purpose
Yeah.
because I didn't want to see the opening act for the Cult.
Okay.
The Cult was the headliner.
Yeah.
They opened for it, and I walked in as they were hitting the opening riff on Welcome to the Jungle. So little did I know I was missing what was going to be the next year the biggest band in the world.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I guess the Stones would be one. Pink Floyd would have been
Mhm.
a fun one. Elvis was a little. I was a little past the Elvis.
Yeah.
I loved Elvis. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I loved Elvis, and I've got a
But
story.
you were young when he died, right?
I was. He died in 76.
76 maybe?
Was it 76 or 78?
Maybe 77.
If it was 77, I was 10 years
Somewhere,
old.
yeah.
Yeah, I was 10 years old. So, but my mom was a huge Elvis fan. So there was Elvis in our house all the time, and she even took us to Graceland before Elvis had passed.
Oh wow!
And it was my
When it was
understanding.
modern.
Back when the Jungle Room was hip.
Yeah.
No, I don't think even then
That
it
was
was
just
hip.
creepy.
It was just weird.
Yeah.
But we went there, and it was when Elvis was still alive, and I think he was actually at the house.
Wow.
At least that's what we were led to believe.
Yeah.
And the guard who did the patrol on the grounds came to the gate, allowed me, my brother, my mom, and my mom's friend and her kid, I think, was with us, allowed us to get in the back of his pickup, and he drove us up to the front door.
Dang.
And let us see it up close.
Yeah.
This is before there were tours and before all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty cool. That was as close as I ever got to
Yeah.
Elvis.
I just think about stuff like that, like athletes, right? I've seen.
Yeah.
Like I saw Hank Aaron hit a home run in Fenway Park when I was 10 or 11 years old. I've seen Wayne Gretzky play. I've
That's
seen Michael
mind
Jordan.
blowing.
I have never, but I caught Kari Stremski was my hero growing up. Love him. Saw him play a bunch. But I never saw Tiger Woods hit a golf ball live.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I wish I would have seen.
Yeah, I've never seen any of the greats hit a golf ball live. The biggest celebrity that I ever actually met, who was yours? Who's the biggest sports celebrity that you ever actually met?
Like physically, just shook his hand.
Oh, you shook his hand. Yeah. Not sat down and had a conversation with, but
great question. I saw at a spring training game once. I saw. It wasn't Mike Ditka. Who's the other guy? One of the Bears. Do you know?
Oh,
Dennis? No.
no.
No, old school. Dick Buckus.
Dick
Butkus.
Buckus.
I met him.
Yeah.
But
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it's a random thing. You meet somebody.
In 1981, we went to the World's Fair, back when they were still having the World's Fair. It was in Knoxville, Tennessee. I was young. And as we were walking out, this entourage was coming towards us.
Wow.
And 81, what would I have been? I was born in 67.
15.
Yeah, I was 15.
Yeah.
I recognized the guy that they were around, and I ran up to him. 15. I didn't give a
Who cares?
hoot.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to shake his hand. Well, his bodyguards stood in front of him, and he said, "No, it's okay, it's okay." They parted ways, and I shook hands with Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
He was cool.
Wow.
And
I saw
I've-
George Foreman walking through an airport once. I didn't say hi to him, but
Yeah,
walking through in Houston.
I've gotten better about running up to people like that now.
Security. Yeah.
So,
Nowadays you get
so if you're out
shot
there,
or
I don't do that
you
anymore.
get tased.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
You get over it.
Debbie would slap me is what would happen.
Yeah.
She said, Martin,
Yeah.
Martin,
Stop acting like that.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, brother, we could talk all day.
Yeah, I know.
I know we could talk all day.
Well, it's fun to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thanks again.
Yeah, it's been an honor.
It's been a blast. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we'll do it again soon.
Yeah.
And tell people again your website.
Okay. You can email me directly at rob@mccannsalesconsulting.com or just go to mccannsalesconsulting.com. And if you're an owner and you want to get more information, just call me. There's a form you can fill out. Emails right to me, and I'll respond quickly.
Rob McCann, everybody. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in to the Bomba Pod. If this episode encouraged you, share it with a friend, post it, and help us spread the inspiration. Special thanks to our producer, Dennis Ayotte, and to our sponsors, Window World and PJ's Coffee of New Orleans, for helping make these conversations possible. I'm Martin Bomba, and remember, your story matters, your voice matters, and your impact starts now. Until next time, go out and spread some kindness. Make the world a better place. The views expressed on this show by the guest or the host may not reflect those of our sponsors.